Chair now recognizes, is Ms. Crockett here? Okay, then Chair recognizes Mr. Bell from Missouri.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and our witnesses for being here today. I think that it's important for leaders to be honest and understand the nuance of issues. And as my grandmother used to say, all the easy problems have already been solved. We're left with the tough ones. And so it's important to our constituents that we're explaining the nuance in these issues. And this hearing is yet another attempt at dismantling the system of power and the rule of law in America. The administration's threats to withhold funding and resources from states to coerce them to adhere to federal immigration law is unconstitutional, period. The deployment of federal troops without authorization is unconstitutional, period. Masked, unidentified ICE agents snatching people off the streets is unconstitutional, period. And since my colleague brought this up, Governor Walz, I'm a former prosecutor. Is it good precedence to allow masked men to show up and take people off the streets, not even identifying themselves?
No, and it also puts law enforcement at risk.
Absolutely, and there's this criminal element who might say, we can kidnap people, we can rob people, come with masks, identify ourselves as ICE, and someone may not know what they can do. Is that correct?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I thought yesterday I saw that very thing happened. Someone identified themselves as ICE and committed a crime. Yes, look, you wear the badge for a reason. You wear the name for a reason, and you make sure that you're coordinated with those other law enforcement agencies that are there. It's a dangerous situation for everyone.
Absolutely, and so governors, quickly as it relates to criminal trends in your state, are illegal immigrants more or less likely to commit serious violent crimes?
It's clear that immigrants commit crime at a lower rate than the rest of our population.
Studies suggest that illegal immigrants were about half as likely as U.S. citizens to commit an offense serious enough to result in incarceration. And it seems to me that we're redirecting critical resources from communities to address immigration when statistically immigrants commit less serious crimes, and this misalignment risks undermining community stability by deprioritizing other high public safety concerns, which you all have to deal with. And so I'd like to ask quickly too, Ms. Perryman, are you familiar, and I'm not sure if you are because this was out of the State House in Missouri, are you familiar with the Second Amendment Preservation Act?
Is that the act, Congressman, where the State House in Missouri sought to pass a law that it would not cooperate with federal law enforcement?
Particularly with gun cases, yes, ma'am. And so I'm a little confused, and I'd love for my Republican colleagues to clear this confusion up. On one hand, when it involves immigration, they're saying that that states like yourselves should do the job for them, reallocate resources from places that you're doing tremendous work in to do the federal government's job. But when it comes to gun violence, Missouri passed a law forbidding local police from cooperating with federal law enforcement. And so I gotta ask, in your respective communities, is gun violence a problem? Governor Hochul.
Any incidence of violence is a problem for us, but I'm proud that after investing nearly $3 billion in law enforcement since I've been governor, our crime rates are trending downward, particularly violent crimes, and a place like New York City had the lowest crime rate in May in history.
And I'm going to reclaim, just because I'm short on time, but
Lowest
gun
murder
violence
rate?
is a concern. Would that be safe to say?
Yes.
Governors?
It is absolutely a concern, yes.
And so when local law enforcement and federal law enforcement work together to curb gun violence, which protects all of us and all of our families, I don't hear Republicans complaining about the fact that local law enforcement is literally barred, until the Supreme Court overturned this, barred from working with federal officials. And I think it's just about hypocrisy to suggest in this situation that you should be forced to take the finite resources that you have to do the federal government's job. That's my time. I yield back.
Chair recognizes Mr. Sessions from Texas.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. To our friends, Mr. Waltz, welcome